Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us for our final Dynamite of 2021 in game and our going home show before the AEW End of the Line pay-per-view. One that I'm looking forward to, hopefully can be financially successful for us because we are going to be taking a big punt after that event and we set ourselves up for going to two brands once we hit 2022. So we'll jump straight into it. I feel like it's going to be an interesting show. It's going to put together most of the card for the event, and hopefully it's a card that you guys can get behind. So without further ado, let's do this. So as always, we have our dark matches, and we're again at the V-Star Veterans Memorial Arena, the same place we were at last week. Unfortunately, we start off with an injury, which isn't ideal because it's an injury that is going to be there for a while because it's chronic knee pain. For Kyle O'Reilly, he suffers this in a pre-show match defeat to Ricky Starks, who wins in 9:16. A 64 for O'Reilly, a 55 for Ricky Starks, unfortunately a 49 because of the injury. We had a poor pre-show match as Brian Pillman Jr. and Jacob Fatu defeated the Hybrid 2 in 8:42 with Jacob Fatu pinning Angelico. 64 here, so this was one I just wanted to make sure there was no lack of chemistry between Pillman and Fatu, so luckily that's good. I have forgot to take off Camille as his manager, but that's fine. It's all the pre-show. We can pretend she was having a bit of tension with Jacob Fatu, but that will obviously come to an end. We've already written that off on the show, but a good win for them and another team in a very competitive tag team division. Next up we had Carrie Hojo defeat Camille. She was in action next as she lost in 9:11 thanks to the spear. A good win for Kyrie, a 61, and yeah, just giving her more momentum because she didn't have a match on the card. Then had Catchpoint get another match up with the Acclaimed, and it was Drew Gulak pinning Max Caster with the spine splitter in 9:17. Good performances there from both members of Catchpoint and the Acclaimed. Again, some good exposure working with such talents. The 58's good. As I say, they're very limited in terms when they were imported into the mod and with their overness, so already that's a work in progress, but good stuff and a team that will certainly thrive once we go to two brands. And in our main event on the pre-show, we had good heat and decent wrestling that saw Pentagon Jr. defeat Tyler Bate in 13:39 with a top rope styles clash. I'm happy with 72, they don't click, so that made it a bit awkward. That's going to deduct a lot of points, but we made it steal the show, and I just wanted to have a good match-up between two very capable wrestlers. The plan was actually Tyler Bate, Brian Cage, but because of his injury, I felt it was best just to leave him until he's fully recovered. On to the show then, we knock out the 100 straight off the bat, as we're always going to do with MJF and Cody, just making sure we've got the official contract signing between them. It is signed, sealed and delivered. Obviously they can't touch each other. Wardlow and Ricky Starks are on the same warning, so it's all signed nice and fine, no tables, nobody put through anything here. Cody Rhodes, MJF is going to happen at the end of the line. So remember the stipulation, if Cody wins he gets a title shot, MJF never again. If MJF wins and Cody loses, the stipulation remains, Cody doesn't, and MJF gets another opportunity for the AEW World Championship. So delighted with that, 100 rating, and it just puts pressure on our main event for the evening. Our first matchup saw Abaddon defeat Hikarushida in 5:34 by pinfall following a distraction from Anna Jay. A very respectable 50, so Shida's getting good matches out of Abaddon, and of course you've got that kind of Anna Jay distraction because obviously the feud that's going on there. After the matchup backstage, Brody Lee's just saying, this is good, that's what we need. It's not completely evil and dark from yourself, but you're learning that if you can make these kind of impressions, if you can confuse the opposition, if you can relate to these tactics and result to them, then we've got an opportunity of taking you very far in this industry. So it's like she's not fully turned heel, but she's kinda like starting to be influenced by the Dark Order. And a 65 there. Brody Lee looks good, and Anna Jay performed poorly. We had a 6-man tag as we had the Bullet Club, Prince Devitt, Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson defeat Hangman's Posse. Of course, Shawn Spears and the Butcher and the Blade. Hangman is no longer injured, but you don't want to just bring him back and go, alright, I'm not injured anymore, so that'll happen in due course. But a decent reaction from the crowd, subpar wrestling, and the win was in 16:29 when Devitt pinned Spears with a brainbuster. Butcher's a weak link, but 3 strong performances from Bullet Club, and yeah, the Hangman's Posse does their job in this 72 rated matchup. This leads to a promo after the matchup, and it's just Devitt and Jackson's saying, basically the Bucks saying, we're ready for this 6-man tag. It's time you stop hiding, Darby. It's time you make sure that Grayson and Uno are ready, because we are going to war this Saturday night. Bring your A game, because once I beat the hell out of these then, I'm coming for that TNT Championship. So an 83, very strong promo. I'm looking forward to that 6-man tag at AEW End of the Line. We then had a matchup that was abysmal. Chelsea Green picks up a win over Chris Statlander in 7:51, thanks to distraction from Mercedes Varnado. So Mercedes' new friend Chelsea picks up the win. A 40 rated matchup. They don't click, but it's just to show that if you're siding with Mercedes, you've got an opportunity to shine. And we have confirmation from the announce team that we're also going to see a 6-woman tag as well at the event, as Donna Peruzzo and Chris Statlander have an opportunity to avenge previous defeats when they team with the AEW World Women's Champion Toni Storm, and they'll take on the tandem of Mercedes Varnado, Chelsea Green, and alongside them will be Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. So 37, I'm looking forward to that 6-woman tag. A terrible matchup. AJ Styles defeats Cutie Marshall in 6:26 by submission with a calf crusher. A simple victory here, giving AJ the win. AJ is in a frustrating position for me. Again, I wish to push him as someone who's at the top because of his psychology, but yet again he offers his services for a promise to put someone over. I won't reveal who it is because it will be over a course of time into 2022, but I've got 2 months to give that person 2 victories over AJ Styles. After the matchup, AJ basically says he's aiming to get back to the main event, prove how good he is. His last open challenge didn't go well against Samoa Joe, but he's willing to offer another open challenge for End of the Line. I can stress, it is not the person he's putting over in the promise, but it's still a very, very... well, it should be a very good matchup. It's been a good matchup elsewhere, and WWE get flattered to deceive. You should know who it is. That's happening in an AEW ring. Chris Jericho defeats Matt Hardy in 9:22 with a Walls of Jericho. This was a 71. Nearly an age of 90 in the ring here, as Jericho still putting 81 performances in despite being at 51. And he's a few words just basically saying to Ace Austin, this match would have absolutely infuriated you with the age of us. Well, listen up, Junior. You can come back and disrespect me when you've defeated Dwayne Johnson and Steve Austin in the same night, when you're a multiple time world champion, when you are the GOAT, and I will have absolutely no issue with teaching you a lesson at End of the Line. So 81 rated, Chris Jericho promo, booked in, Chris Jericho versus Ace Austin. Should be a good one as well. Co-main event was a poor matchup. Proud and Powerful defeat Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela in 8:18, with Santana getting a submission victory over Joey Janela. Simple matchup, gives the tag team champions momentum going into the pay-per-view. 79 and 81 performances is fantastic, especially for a tag team. You know, if they went a singles run, God only knows, they could get away with it easily. But they're such a good tag team, it just works perfect for me. And after the matchup, they actually start a beatdown of Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela, and it causes Miro and Claudio Castagnoli to make the save to chase off Santana and Ortiz, and to give us a 64 rating. Really looking forward to this one. Castagnoli, Miro, Santana and Ortiz for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Leads us to our main event, which was only a 74, so we may actually lose pop here, but it was an exceptional matchup and it saw Rey Fenix defeat Will Ospreay in 22:40 with the Meteora. Ospreay sustained a broken jaw. The 1992 performance and no even psychology hampering it means this match I think could have been in a 90. I wouldn't think the injury would have caused it to be that low down, but let's have a look. Must have been disrupted very badly by the injury, but it was to give Fenix all the momentum in the world going in to end of the line. And finish the show then. Pat cuts a promo. Very impressive performance, Rey Fenix. But trust me, it doesn't matter if your brother Pentagon's going to be there. You're going to have to keep raising your game to another level to get on the level of this bastard that is the world champion. So looking forward to that. Pac, Rey Fenix, AEW World Title, and that gives us a show rating of 80. So it increases the popularity everywhere apart from the States and Canada. The last Dynamite before everywhere loses their rights to view AEW, because I'll be going all in to ensure that I can go from 2 brands as of next week. So we'll cut to the main screen. You can see the show there quickly. Pretty level in terms of stuff. The promo has absolutely saved it. So we've run down the card so far. Other stuff may be added to it. AJ Styles versus mystery opponent. Mercedes Varnado, Chelsea Green and Dr. Britt Baker taking on the team of Tony Storm, Chris Statlander and Deonna Purrazzo. Chris Jericho faces Ace Austin. The AEW mixed tag team titles in the line as Kenny Omega and Hikarushida take on Sir Brody Lee and Anna Jay. 6-man action as the Bucks and Prince Devitt of Bullet Club take on the Dark Order's Evil Uno, Stu Grayson and Darby Allin. Cody Rhodes versus MJF. The winner is going to be #1 contender. The loser can never challenge for the championship again. And the AEW World Title on the line as Pac defends against Rey Fenix. Shotzi's here, perfect start with someone that will debut on the brand split. I don't think there's many others that are due to sign. It's just people that are already here that just need to be put into a programme are the ones we need. Camille's a lot of upside, which is good to see. Botch move from Phoenix is not ideal, and a 2.47 in terms of that. So I'm happy with that, and I'll quickly pause this and we'll jump and see the injury situation, because you've got to hide those debuting superstars just to give you a wee bit of surprise. So Kyle O'Reilly is able to work it. It's only a month for him, and Will Ospreay can work through his, but it's only 20 days. Both guys aren't planned to have any action at the event, so that's fine. But it just shows how much I've played recently, because I remember when that seam injury was like a year, and now it's 3 months and 2 weeks. And to be fair, within a month and a bit, also Rio get injured wrestling for Stardom, I should have mentioned that. But in a month and a bit, we should have every wrestler in a condition to wrestle, apart from Shima, Kenta and Isaiah Cassidy. So that's good to see. We're going to have a very stacked roster. Perfect for going to 2 brands. So hopefully that goes smoothly. But first off, we'll have, of course, the End of Line pay-per-view, and an episode after that will solely be dedicated to the Power 500. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today, and remember to check out Good Brothers over at the Fantasy Booker subreddit and the Grey Dog Software Dynasty Forum if you like your written stuff, which I'll be honest, I really do. There's some good stuff over there. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and as Kenny Omega always says, good day and good night. Bye bye.